Determine the left-sided limit and the right-sided limit and the two-sided limit as x approaches 3 of negative 1 over 3 minus x. Each of these involves the limit as x approaches 3 of negative 1 over 3 minus x. The first thing to do is try plugging a 3 in for each of the x's. That will be negative 1 over 3 minus 3. And 3 minus 3 is a 0, giving negative 1 over 0. The 0 in the denominator is not actually a 0 since x is not reaching 3, it's just approaching 3. The limit result of a non-zero number over a 0 is a positive infinity or a negative infinity. The sign of the infinity often depends on the side it approaches from. Therefore, we'll have to work out the two one-sided limits separately. We'll have the limit as x approaches 3 from the left side, indicated by the negative superscript on the 3, and limit as x approaches 3 from the right side, indicated by the positive superscript on the 3. Let's start with the left-sided limit. Left side of 3 on the number line is less positive than 3, like 2.99. If we plug that in for x, we will have 3 minus something less than 3, like 2.99. That'll be a positive number. It's going to approach 3, so it'll become a 0 in the limit, but it'll stay positive. We have a negative 1 in the numerator. Negative divided by positive is a negative. A non-zero over a 0 is an infinity, and the left-sided limit is negative infinity. Now let's look at the right-sided limit. The right side of 3 on the number line is more positive than 3, like 3.01. If you plug that in for x, 3 minus something more positive than 3, like 3.01, will be a negative number. It's going to approach 0 as x approaches 3, so we can write it as 0, but it will stay negative. A negative over a negative is a positive. A non-zero over a 0 is an infinity, and we have the right side limit's positive infinity. The two-sided limit depends on the results of the two one-sided limits. They do not match each other here, so the two-sided limit will be does not exist, and there's the results of the three different limits.